Rapper The Game recently lost a second lawsuit to Priscilla Rainey, a former contestant on his VH1 reality show She's Got Game. The first was a sexual assault lawsuit where she accused The Game of lifting her skirt and groping her without consent at a Chicago sports bar in 2015. The Game bashed her on social media, labeling her a liar while also refusing to show up to court. This snubbing of the system resulted in the judge refusing The Game's request for a trial continuance. The Game scheduled to appear on the stand. However, his absence resulted in the judge instructing the jury to assume his own testimony would have been unfavorable. The jury, as a result, eventually ruled in favor of Rainey, awarding her $7.1 million in 2016. Now let's flash forward to 2021. Rainey is back in court and has only received $500,000. It was alleged that The Game and manager Whack 100 were utilizing quote-unquote shell companies to hide The Game's earnings, essentially delaying payment to Rainey. Now in this suit, she alleges that they are moving money in and out of these companies in a deliberate effort to not pay her. Bear in mind, this lawsuit also includes The Game's manager, Whack 100. According to Rainey, The Game transferred ownership of his company, rights to his trademarks, and even ownership to his home to none other than the Whack one. The deed on the home in question reveals that the residence was purchased by JTT Holdings. It was discovered JTT Holdings, in fact, is the name of a company The Game started, a company The Game resigned from, but not before he had signed it over to Whack 100. It was through the holding company that the deed was handed to Whack 100. Now, this transferring of the deed hindered Rainey's ability to seize the $2.8 million property, a property The Game was still residing in. Rainey's suit argued that JTT Holdings' ownership of the property rendered them legally responsible for the $7.1 million The Game owes her. The court also ruled that The Game's transfer of JTT Holdings to Whack is, quote, set aside and rendered void to the extent necessary to satisfy the underlying judgment against The Game. JTT Holdings shall pay any money due or property coming to The Game directly to Rainey until the unpaid balance of the underlying judgment is paid in full. Rock, Kim, and Eric B. style. Now, bear in mind, Priscilla went straight to civil court to solve this matter. Typically, civil suits involving rapes are brought on after the defendant is found guilty. However, I'm sure she went through quite a few grueling depositions from The Game's and Whack 100's attorneys, which are just as traumatic, if not more traumatic, for victims of sexual assault. Smog Dog sounding off. Like, comment, and subscribe to a most noble and factually accurate pollutant.